so y'all better cook. I got big dreams, you walk talk, when I walk, that's that big drip. When I slide down your block, now they pissed off, like I really give a I got big sauce, so y'all better catch up.
Welcome back to the show, man. It's your boy Don Melly. You already know how we're doing this side, man. Check it out. So we got more bad news for Bricc Baby. Now, y'all know, man, this whole RICO and indictment and everything going on with Big U and Loose Cannon, man, it's just been spiraling, man, and we've been just finding out more and more, and it seems like it's just getting worse. It seems like it's getting worse every day. We're starting to hear more. You know, the feds is they're being very strategic. They're dropping wiretaps, you know, of conversations that Bricc Baby had between him and Big U, between him and his rib, you know what I'm saying, between him and his homies, and the things that were said is, you know, it's very, very incriminating. I'll say that. And one of the things that, you know, that kind of stood out to a lot of people versus everything that was said in them transcripts is the fact that Bricc Baby alluded to that he might be working with the feds, because he said in the transcript that he was tired of doing what the police tell him to do. Now, me personally, just off of first, like, reading that at first, I was kind of like, damn, you could take it as, oh, he working with the people. But when I actually sat back and thought about it, I'm like, I mean, he could be just talking about, like, because, you know, when you are a notorious face and you know, the police, they know your face, you're a familiar face, and they you know, they met, like for instance, 4 Extras is a known face by LAPD, right? So with that being said, I also took that as when he said that, like, you know, they probably harass him a lot, you know, because somebody said that it could be, he could be talking about probation, but then I heard he's not on probation. But it could just be that, you know, police is constantly trying to like harassing him and like on him about the smallest things to get him to go back to jail. And I could see that. Like, it's like, bro, I'm tired of doing what they're telling me to do. Like, I want to just be able to live my life, and, you know, LAPD not keep on messing with me. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like how I took it. But let's go ahead and get into this content, man. Let's see what Flacco talking about. You know, shout out to Flacco, always giving, you know, that good old news that we could use. But let's go ahead and get into this content, man. Oh, yeah, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, man. We're on the road to 2,000 subs. When we get there, I'll be doing a cash giveaway, you know, to my supporters, man, to y'all. You feel me? So let's go. All right.
Since Bricc Baby has been locked up. And since he's been locked up, there's been nothing short of internet drama, beef, rumor swirling. Bricc Baby name is involved more in internet like storylines and drama than it was when he was a free man. I thought when you go to jail, people forget about you. It's the opposite when it comes to Bricc Baby. Now, we have some new drama to review. Now, this new drama and these new storylines is predicated on the old material that we reviewed in the last video. In the Fed's response to Bricc Baby's bail package, they listed a couple of reasons why they believe Bricc Baby shouldn't get bail. Nobody cared about those reasons, all right? When people read the paperwork, they really honed in and focused on one line and one line only. And that line that people was focusing on was on March 6, 2023, when defendant told his baby mama that the police were acting stupid, that he was tired of doing what they told him to. Chances are, if you are a civilian, if you wash your behind every day, that sentence means nothing to you, okay? But for the people who don't wash their behind every day, for the people who are really in these streets, trapping on the corner on a day-to-day basis, ain't changing jaws for 30 days, that means the world to you. Because when Bricc Baby says, I'm tired of doing what the police want me to do, now, that statement is from a wiretap that's from like a 3-hour conversation. So who knows exactly what Bricc Baby was saying? But when people who are in the streets hear it, they're saying, hold on, bruh. That's proof that he's working for the police. I don't see that, right? We don't have enough context to really see that. But Bricc Baby has been in a lot of drama and turmoil because of it, because people is wondering, is you working, show the paperwork, et cetera, et cetera. So Bricc Baby actually dropped a video where Bricc Baby would actually skirt around the issue and essentially say, listen, bro, the feds is playing a dirty game. They're playing mind games, bro. Don't buy the hype. I'm sick and tired of what's going on. But they treat me like I'm a demon.
No good deed go unpunished. I seen a man give his all to his wife and his kids before and still get treated like a woman. I seen a young boy do it up for his hood and they still crash him like a dummy. Shit. Scottie Pippen ate Jordan at 6 rings and made less than Tony Kukoc. What I'm saying is if it ain't blood, don't love nothing.
This call is from a federal prison.
You'll never be able to understand, or better yet, digest the mind games being played if you ignore that feeling in your stomach. Listen, they say it was too much cribbing on that marathon he was running. Yeah, they went against a soldier for a rodent that touched a young woman. That's when he knew that he ain't have nothing coming, man. Hey, man, listen, I just want to let y'all know, man, them streets is the federal 50-50 yard, man. You ain't got to have nothing. You ain't even got to have a button, man. They gonna lock you down forever, man. You understand me? But no, listen, man. I'm terrified of the black genocide, man. Just look at all the names they got down right now, man. Pay attention, man. They won't free Diddy with $1 billion, man. They won't free nobody out this motherfucker. I was outside gambling every day, man. I ain't want nothing but fun for my life, man. You know what I'm saying? They make a nigga look like a demon off of entertainment, man. What happened?
Now, yeah, I mess with Bricc Baby, but if we gonna keep it 100, you made yourself look like a demon, bro. Cause all them transcripts, all that is everything that was said was coming out your mouth. They got you on wiretap threatening your baby mama. Y'all having a conversation, arguing about you putting a gun to her face. They got you on wiretap talking about that you would unalive your baby mama, talking to your mom, talking to your homie, saying that you a body slammer and all this type of stuff. Like, they got you on wiretap talking to Big U about a lick you just hit, and then not to mention on No Jumper, you crashing out when the whole P Night situation happened. So it's safe to say that, the feds is not, all they doing is putting the info out there, putting the transcripts out there, and putting the footage out there. You did all the work for them. So, I mean, are they really trying to paint you as a demon, or did you do that yourself? That's just my take on it, though, because, like, you can't blame nobody for what you say, what come out of your mouth. You gotta take accountability on that. You said a lot of wild ish. You feel me? So yeah, I can't, we can't say that it's the Fed that's doing it. Nah, you did it to yourself.
The freedom of speech. What happened to your amendments, man? What happened to the first 10 amendments? I ain't gonna cry about it, though.
In more words than none, Bricc Baby is saying, the feds is playing mind games. They're out here after me. I ain't do nothing wrong. I wasn't out here living a life of crime. I was out here chilling. They just got it out for me, and they're playing mind games, trying to ruin my reputation. And all the dudes you see running with the narrative that's in that particular complaint, those dudes ain't even do the same things that I did for the hood, right? Those dudes ain't even put in the same work I put in, which to me is kind of like counter. It's kind of argument, because if you're saying I wasn't living a life of crime, then you also say these dudes ain't putting the same work I put in. Hey,
you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Hold on, y'all. Let me talk to y'all. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't say, you can't have the best of both worlds. You can't have your one foot in, one foot out. You either all the way in or all the way. You either hot or cold, and not lukewarm. Because as y'all can see, he was saying he was just gambling, trying to have fun, live his life or everything. Right on camera, it looked like that, But behind the camera, all that stuff that you were saying, you can't forget. This is the same one that said, I got more skull drags than anybody in the hood. Like, bro, that don't sound like you just trying to live your life in peace and like, nah, like when you talking like that, making threats to people. When you popping up on no jumper, flashing your strap to loose cannon, like that was a bozo head move, because you on camera and this is the thing. I don't understand how niggas will go on these platforms and will literally incriminate themselves, knowing that it's millions of people on No Jumper, especially No Jumper, because that's one of the biggest platforms on the West Coast. Go on No Jumper, you know what I'm saying, and just talking freely, saying, you know what I mean, loose lips, just talking, saying anything, right? And then you want to look crazy, but it's like, bro, you should know, if you go on this platform, especially No Jumper, because No Jumper loves drama. And they're not going. Adam already showed you he not sparing nobody. I don't care if he call you his bro, his Brody. You know what I'm saying? If he say he love you, you see how he did House Phone. He exploited him. You see how he did with who else? House Phone. You feel me? How he was with T-Rail and AD and them. And how he was with Crip Mac. How he was with everybody that came to his platform, he damn near backdoored at some point in time and in some type of way, and it's just like, I don't understand. Like, y'all, like No Jumper is not sparing nobody. Like, if it's content, it's content. Whether it affects you negatively or positively, Adam don't give a damn, because all he sees is dollar signs. So it's like, why go on this platform and people going, not only Adam, but people that watch his content and the people in the reaction channels like mine's, we gonna react to it. Now you got not only No Jumper, but now you also have all these other YouTube channels who gonna spread it out. And it's like, at that point, it's gonna be almost impossible to like backtrack or like, go take it down, because yeah, you could ask No Jumper to take it down, but it's still like 20 other platforms with that reacted to it. So it's like, come on, man. But let's get back to this reaction though, man.
Well, I do believe, bro, Bricc Baby was a father. He was an
I
employed
believe that.
member of society. He was productive. He paid his taxes. Here's where things take a turn for the worse. Bricc Baby and Louis Cannon are both in the same prison, or jail, I should say. Now, these two were arch nemesis on the outside world. When they got to jail, they became really close. They would even say that they are cellmates. However, Luz Cannon will call in from jail and he would announce that he apparently kicked Bricc Baby out of their cell due to the allegations that the feds put on a complaint when they put that Bricc Baby said in the wiretap that he's sick and tired of doing what the police told him to.
But Luce also said, because I remember it was a phone call, but he also said that him and Bricc, he said he moved over to another cell until they get that situated. But he basically explained and cleared it up though.
To do. Apparently, that caused a huge uproar, according to Luz Cannon, because I wasn't there. And here's Luz Cannon explaining exactly what took place.
And people are questioning, what's going on with you and Bricc right now because of the call, but obviously it was already scheduled. They don't know that we have like a plan of scheduling certain things. So whether you guys are on or off, that was already planned, So
Breaking news, he on my cell.
what?
So, shit. So we let everybody else figure that out.
What do you mean he's out of your cell, baby?
All over the internet, we heard in the statement.
Okay, so are y'all cool or you not cool?
no, we good now because he clarified it. He said that he was talking about that he's in a custody battle, and then told everybody his paperwork talking. He was in custody. I mean, going through a child's custody battle. So when he was like, "I'm tired of the police doing something or whatever," it was because of the police. I mean, I guess the police was telling him certain things going through a child custody.
Oh wow. So people were taking that as if he was telling, but really and truly he was just speaking from emotions of dealing with them for his custody battle with the children.
Yeah, so he
Ah.
clarified that, got the paper.
Hey, but see, that just goes to show, because I seen and we don't know if that's true. He could have made that up, but hopefully that is the actual context of what why he said that. But that just goes to show how the internet could twist your words so quick. They could take one piece and take it out of context and spin the narrative that quick. That's why I say, like, these dudes that be going on these podcasts and these platforms and stuff like that, like, be careful what you say. And I'm not even talking about just street dudes. I'm talking about just in general, civilians and street dudes, like whoever. Like, you gotta be careful on how you speak on these platforms, because it's so easy for somebody to take one little thing that you said and spin it. And if they got a bigger platform than you, it's kind of hard. It's like an uphill battle. It's like it's almost hard to change the narrative, or you know what I'm saying? Like, people, because people gonna take it and run with it. A lot of times people don't even look into context. People just take stuff for face value. Like, a lot of niggas don't really use their brain and critical thinking. A lot of people just take things for face value and don't really look into things, like, and because you never want to just call nobody a snitch, because then at the same time, that's low key like bearing false witness. You don't want to bear false witness, because that's a in the streets, that's a heavy jacket to have on you. Besides being a PDF, that's the worst. That's one of the worst jackets you can't come back from. So it's like, y'all gotta be careful, man, what y'all saying on these platforms and what you just talking on these phones. If you out here doing dirt, like, just almost assume that your phone call is being recorded, because we see that happen, whether it be the feds or not. It could be your homies that try to line you up. And we seen that happen with Bricc before, where somebody recorded his phone call. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't trust dudes, bro. You just can't. Ain't no love in the streets. That's why, like, I never chose to get into the streets, because it's like, bro, ain't no love there, man. Like, it looked like love, but it ain't really that, though. And we see that.
Working everything, so everything is good.
Uh-huh. So you kicked him out the celly because you thought he was a rat baby?
And
Oh my gosh.
She over there
clarified
instigating like a
everything like
mug.
that.
So is he coming
You
back, or
kicked
what's
him
happening
out.
with that now?
Yeah, no, we good. We good now.
Mm.
Even
Sometimes your tracks are right there, but there's still
Instigating like a
something
mug.
missing.
You kicked him
Co-producer
out.
is gonna give you unique sounds that actually fits your track.
even if they are cool at the moment, I'll be real, the optics is bad. If Loose Cannon was able to successfully kick Bricc Baby out of a cell, the optics is bad, bro. We gotta hear from Bricc. But if Loose Cannon is saying he successfully kicked Bricc Baby out of a cell until further notice, and Bricc is coming back, the optics is bad, man. Because Bricc and Loose, both of them aren't busters. Both these dudes get cracking. They are known to fight. Right? They want to fight. They don't fear nothing. So Bricc Baby is a gangster, and I don't even want the optics, or I don't even want to start thinking Bricc allowed another man to kick him out of a cell. I mean, that's absurd. Now, another portion of this, though, with the Bricc Baby drama, was the relationship with Bricc Baby and No Jumper and Adam 22. Now, Adam 22 addressed the narrative that he hasn't been picking up Big Baby call, because Bricc Baby tapped into the No Jumper show, the news, and he said something that alluded to him not being able to reach certain people. People thought he was talking about Adam. Adam clarified that Bricc was not talking about him, and if he was, It's not true, and he never ignored Bricc Baby's calls.
What's going on, brother?
Okay, so we were just talking about Bricc had a clip where he basically called out somebody for not answering his phones while he's locked up. So he already knows me. He already knows that there's a very low chance I'm picking up my phone unless I know the number that it's coming from. Now, I will save the jail number. In addition to that, like the couple of times I have talked to him, his girl has basically told me like, yo, he's about to call. Then I pick up, you know? But like, I've had the same number for forever. My number has been leaked a million times. My number gets doxxed on the regular, so I just have a habit. I don't pick up phones.
Who'll be doxing you?
Random ops, you know, internet ops. But so if he was referring to me, I guess I could kind of understand. But he said someone not responding to his texts.
Yeah, so this is what I'm confused about. He said someone from No Jumper.
But this is the thing.
Who else could it be?
Okay, well, there are other people who work
Rainbow, or Adam.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a select.
But this is the thing.
It's not talking about Donnie.
His girl, when I texted her to basically say like, yo, why is he saying this? Is he referring to me? She said he wasn't referring to me, but then she also sent me a message that he had sent to her on Friday that he had asked her to send to me, but I never got it. She didn't send it.
From my understanding of things, this is how it went down. Adam never seen the text message, but eventually he's seen it. He's in communication with Bricc. They're having discussions now, daily or weekly, but they're in communication, right? There's not a time that Bricc can't reach Adam. So that's my understanding of things. And I didn't know there were anything else. However, a former No Jumper employee, Sharp, he's making some very serious accusations against No Jumper in relations to Bricc Baby. Here's what Sharp had to say about how he believes No Jumper is currently treating Bricc Baby.
Pretty much, if he is to get out, or, you know what I'm saying, even hits the streets, they don't want him on that podcast at all. They want him to resign from it, like, be done with it. They don't. The feds do not want him on No Jumper no longer. I'm telling you facts. This isn't what I think. No, it's what I know. Know to hear. You know, when he was calling, you know, Adam, he ain't answering, or whatever the case may be. He's calling people, and they not picking up. Now they're avoiding him. Why is that?
Hey, and shout out to Sharp, though. He been doing his thing. He been going crazy. Like, niggas was talking down on him, trying to make it seem like his platform was just going to go downhill and plummet. And it's actually, I've been tapping into it here and there, and it's actually been doing numbers. It's actually, the numbers been growing, actually. And the type of content he doing. Like, he's not doing, like, a lot of drama-filled content. Like, he does responses to certain things, but for the most part, though, he been branching out, you know, and doing interviews, and, you know, so shout out to Sharp, man.
Boy, why ain't you answering Bricc calls? You ain't doing nothing right. Y'all been making content about them for the last 2 weeks. Why is it that he ain't received a paycheck? And most is making money off of what he been doing, and I'm hearing that, you know, from reliable sources, his people, you know, them reached out about it, and, you know, they're not getting no feedback on it, no response. I mean, they did have a life before he went to jail, homie. Like I said, that's what happens at jobs. Like, he don't get his money, and missing out on some bands because he ain't there. Come on, brother, that ain't cool.
These are the uncomfortable conversations you have to have when running a business. Now, Adam hasn't spoken on this. I don't know if it's true. Adam has said that him and Bricc is in communication, so I don't know. Now, what I will say, though, from a business perspective, and I'm going to clarify shortly, but from a business perspective, most businesses don't continue to pay their employees.
That's what I was about to say.
If they are in jail. However, if you're doing business with friends and the business is predicated on we are friends, then looking out for a friend is probably the righteous thing to do. But if it's business, most business don't pay their employees while they're in jail. And if this is coming after No Jumper just announced that they're having money troubles and they're going broke, then it's kind of like,
But I honestly think that was a play. Like, I honestly feel like Adam is doing that because he all of a sudden, after the feds come visit him, now all of a sudden now No Jumper is going broke, which it probably was, but he ain't doing that bad because that nigga got chilly. Trust me. Don't let Adam fool you. He got chilly, but I feel like he trying to do that so that way he don't, you know, gotta help Bricc. You know, he could make it seem like he ain't got no money, you know, and all that type of stuff. So he ain't gotta help pay for lawyers and all that thing and such things of that nature or whatever the case is. But it's like, yeah, I feel Flacco saying, like, as a business, they're not required. Business is not required. They pay you for the time and the work that you do on the clock. If you ain't there, then nigga, you ain't on the clock. But as a homie though, if you making money off of doing content on me, I mean the rightful thing would be, if you call me your homie, is to at least break bread with me, because you making content off my name and you making money off of it. So, a real homie would, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? I got some chili for you because, I've been making content on you and everything like that. So hopefully Adam is breaking bread, but we don't know, because you know how he get down. He's scandalous.
What's the listen, Adam is in a tough position. Y'all let me know, bro. If your company is going broke, if you announced it already for the world to know, do you still pay your employee if he's in jail?
You're supposed to make sure that he got it. His baby mama or nobody ain't received nothing. Like, just even the money that he's owed legitimately for what, the work that he's done. Because I know he got a salary. Why ain't that man received his bread? Like, what's going on? Give him his bread. He at a point right now where he could use that for his family. He still got, he got kids in school. He got all types of going on. How do you use his bread, homie? It's the time where he probably need it the most. What I'm saying is very simple. I don't care what the case may be. He got kids. He got going on. He at least get in his last movement, his last hoorah before you say him. But I knew that shit was coming, homie. I knew that was coming. I seen it. I just shut up. I'm like, let it rock. Just be careful. Man, now look. Y'all made money off the man's name. I ain't gonna say y'all, because that pinpoints too many people. But certain people have made money off of the likeliness of that whole situation for the last couple of weeks and ain't put $1 towards it. Man, I know the real people, man. His loved ones. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the people that's impacting. Not just him and making content. To know that girl that reached out, just on like some, hey, like, what's going on? And she ain't getting no feedback. Like, that tells me a lot. I'm only speaking on it because I would want to speak on it for me. I'm a solid homie. And when I hear certain like that and it's not being spoke on and like, it's just playing just for content, like all y'all be playing them games and you suckers that be sitting there talking drag about it. Like, you wouldn't even want to happen to you. So shut up. Like, all the trolls need to stop on people and all that extra shit I'll be doing to people thinking, oh, it's funny because it's in jail. Man, that's for real what's going on.
This is just one person's opinion. No Jumper has refuted this. They're saying it's not true. So this is a highly hypothetical. If this is true, if the issue is about the last paycheck before jail, now that part, bruh, he deserves, bruh, give that man his last check. In terms of paying an employee while they're in jail, that's a tough conversation, man. And it's all it all depends on, is that the homie or is that an employee? And for how long? Meaning, is the paycheck still being paid while he's fighting his case?
All right, yeah, man. So we're going to leave it right there. We're going to leave it right there, man. Shout out to y'all up in the chat. I mean, up in the, watching and stuff like that. But yeah, what do y'all think, man, about this whole situation? Y'all feel like Adam is ducking from or trying to play it cool? He's trying to play it cool, but like slowly but surely easing off, you know what I'm saying? And backing up. Because we see the same pattern. He did it with he was kind of doing it with 4 Extra, but he still got he could still monetize off of 4 Extra when he get back out. Seeing how he was with Crit Mac, he backed up off of him. And now we see the same thing going with Bricc. Now, I'm not saying that he got to take care of a grown man that's going to jail and put himself in jail. But at the same time, though, if you call yourself his homie and you making content on a nigga, then at least you could do is put some money on his books. You feel me? But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'm going to get at y'all on the next one. I'm gone. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe on your way out, too, man. I'll just be pulling up. now. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I'm going to get at y'all on the next one. I'm gone.
Another day, another dollar. Another day, another dollar. If you see me, better holla at your guala. Be in the moment, cause tomorrow ain't promised. If I gotta go get it, then I gotta. Yeah, I've been trying to get ahead, really gotta make a move. Cause I'm only getting older, got to get this cake. Going 24 hours, I ain't even showered, doing everything I gotta do to be called great. Don't start no stuff, won't be no stuff. Don't start no stuff, won't be no stuff, yeah. Won't be no stuff, don't start no stuff. Look, As I sat on the park bench while I struggle, my thoughts drift. Juggle and struggle inside of my head is a marsh pit. What to do, I'm pursuing a dream. They tell me it's far-fetched, a car wreck waiting to happen. I know a few who lost grip. Doubt me if you will, grabbing the wheel. Taking action, you throwing tantrums, get over yourself. If you're looking for the problem, go and look at yourself. I ain't doing it for my help, a nigga speaking on wealth. Cause I came from the bottom, the passion hot as wasabi. There ain't nobody gon' stop, I'm flicking the flame. Watch I blossom, move like I'm flipping the product. Really ain't got many options.